Hello, my name is David Lambe, and I am doing a presentation on evaluation strategies for my PIDP assignment number 1, option B. My presentation is on self-assessment through self-observation of a recording. The best practices of the self-observation of a recording strategy are to firstly inform the students, then give the reasons why you're using the strategy that you are, ensure the students that it is only going to be used for the purposes given by yourself in your explanation. If everybody is okay with you recording them and recording the session for the purposes of self-observation, it is important to set up the camera in such a way that it is going to give you the best perspective of your classroom. To do this, you set up the camera up in the back on a wide angle so as it encompasses the whole area of delivery as well as some or all of the students. When you are done your recording and you sit down to observe yourself, it is important to use a rating guide while you're doing your observation so as to focus your attention on the delivery itself. For reference, there is one in our student manual on page 34 that helps lay out the criteria that you were looking for that you want to pick up in your observation. The pros of this self-observation through recording is that we tend to be harder on ourselves. Therefore, we will be judgmental of our actions, how we're moving, or how we're speaking, loud enough or not loud enough. It allows us to get a more realistic judgment of how our delivery style was. And it can also be used for future deliveries. During future deliveries, you'll become more self-aware of your teaching style. For instance, I've done this technique myself, and upon observing myself delivering, I found that I had my back to the class while I was writing on a whiteboard, and upon watching the video I realized that I wasn't able to read the reactions of the students to the material that I was delivering. So what I did is I changed my strategy a bit and I began to focus more on the students rather than what I was writing on the whiteboard. The cons of this strategy are that if done once, you may make unnecessary changes as the item that you have observed that you don't like. It may be an anomaly. There may be items that we ourselves feel that are good that a peer wouldn't pick up. Because they would see it as a room for improvement, so it may be a good idea to have a peer sit in and watch the observation with you. And it can also be a really large time commitment because you have to sit down and watch the entire strategy. So, in conclusion, self-observation can be effective to improve our delivery success. This can be very helpful as we can observe traits in our delivery styles that we're unaware we're making, and although this assessment technique can be very time heavy, it is a good strategy to improve oneself. Thank you, and that is the conclusion of my self-assessment through self-observation of a recording evaluation strategy.